Today on 321 Liftoff, our guest will be Paul OLeary, Director of Marketing for the USSSA, United States Specialty Sports Association. You'll find out why athletes and sports teams from all over the United States come to this sports complex to compete and showcase their skills. It's coming right up, right here on 321 Liftoff.
Three, two, one. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome to 321 Liftoff. I'm Wayne Belden, the president of Belden Communications, the publisher of the Space Coast Fun Guide and SpaceCoastFunGuide.com. We'll be bringing you 321 Liftoff each week, talking about tourism on Florida's fabulous Space Coast. With me is the host of 321 Liftoff, Bonnie King, former Deputy Director of the Space Coast Office of Tourism, as well as the past President of the Florida Film Commission. Bonnie, are we ready to blast off on 321 Liftoff?
Yes.
Hey,
all right. Okay.
Happy Friday.
Isn't this great? I mean,
Oh,
today we
man.
are here at the USSSA Space Coast Stadium where the young sports competitors from across the United States come to compete in baseball as well as enjoy the attractions that we have here on Florida Space Coast. We will have our tourism conversation with Paul OLeary, the Marketing Director for USSSA, which stands for the United States Specialty Sports Association. The national headquarters is right here on the Space Coast, and as locals, we not only have the opportunity to watch these young competitors hone their skills and enjoy the thrill of competition, but also our hometown sees an economic boom as these visitors not only come to compete, but also stay to play and make a vacation out of this opportunity. 321 Liftoff is brought to you in part by the Beachside Hotel and Suites on Cocoa Beach, offering a great overnight vacation destination when you plan to visit Florida Space Coast, and by Longboards Restaurant and Tiki Bar, located at the Hilton Oceanfront on Cocoa Beach, offering a fabulous ambiance with great food and drink, and of course by the SpaceCoastFunGuide.com, where you will learn what there is to see and do on this fabulous area and where to do it. Joining me is my good friend John Belden. John, how are you? Vice President of Belden Communications.
Good morning, Bonnie. I love it. I'm watching baseball, and I'm going to try and stay on point here with the podcast, but this is one heck of a view, I got to say.
We have a great view.
It's fantastic. All I need is a hot dog and a beer, and I'm ready to go. So USSSA has brought a lot of attention to our area as we welcome these amateur competitors, which you use the word amateur, but they play at a pro level, I got to tell you. And we can see how they work together as a team, which is awesome. As a parent of two young children, I see how participating in sports teaches respect, teamwork, and persistence. And after talking with Paul and hearing about their mission, we will see how USSSA lives up to the saying that sports is more than just a game. Joining us in our conversation is our producer, Phil Bird. How you doing there, Phil?
What's up, everybody? Hello.
And my father, Wayne Belden, president of Belden Communications. How you doing there, Pop?
Oh, fantastic, man. I'm in heaven. I'm looking at all these ball games going on here right in front of us. Yep. But, I think, John, that you hit the nail on the head when you talk about sports and what it teaches our young people. The Space Coast realized the potential with USSSA, and now together our area offers the beautiful location with top-notch facilities for these young athletes to learn, to compete, and to play.
Absolutely. And no doubt sports is a part of our lives, both emotionally and socially. So let's start our tourism conversation with the marketing director here at USSSA, Paul OLeary. What a great
Thank you,
name.
Bonnie. I appreciate
Hey, Paul,
it.
we're glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm telling you, I drove up today, and, I knew it was going to be, active, but I did not realize how active at like 8:30 in the morning this morning.
Parking lot's full.
All these families are here to watch all these young people play and compete.
They are.
You have a great job.
We do. I always say I have the best job in the world.
Yeah.
We make magic every day. Disney does not have the copyright on just making magic. We do here.
That's right.
I know you had to walk some distance when you parked
did,
today.
but that's okay. It's
Get your steps in.
Good for the hips. Yeah.
Got my workout.
That's right.
This actually, interestingly enough, is one of the smaller tournaments we have going on this summer. It's a 38-team tournament. Next week we have 157 starting on Monday, and then we have another 155 coming on
and
Thursday.
each of those teams have what? Maybe 10
At least.
And
they'll bring obviously
and
parents,
they bring their parents,
family.
right.
Oh,
kids.
you go in the hotels
wonderful.
around here. It's awesome.
I
You see all the
know.
ball
Yeah, I know.
players when they're coming in, they're going out, and it's just such camaraderie with
It
this,
is.
which is a great thing of sports, you know.
Remember years ago when there was nothing out here? And
Yes, so it's interesting you even pick up on that. So with the pro team that we own as well, we played games out here, I think in 2011 and 2012. And I remember coming out here, working with the team, and when we got off the exit from 95, it was the Fisk exit, not the Vieira one, because obviously that didn't exist. The only thing that was out here, the Publix that had obviously recently opened, there was the government centre, and then there was just the stadium that kind of came into view as we drove down Fisk. And I said, where are we? Now, obviously, the
middle
state,
of nowhere.
it felt that way. But obviously, it was conveniently located. I mean, we were in here from Orlando in less than an hour and
Right.
from the airport. So it was fine. But it was very strange to feel far away, but at the same time, very connected. And now, of course, when we built the
Wow.
complex out here, in 2017. I mean, even since then, there's been so much an explosion of growth, new roads, new exits from the highway.
Subdivisions, just
retail,
subdivisions,
restaurants,
retail.
absolutely.
everybody wants to be near the stadium and check it out.
It's-
They do. I mean, the man from Chick-fil-A, the new Chick-fil-A that just opened, he was like, I need to come talk to you guys. And we haven't heard from him because he's been too busy.
Man, what a business model they have, huh?
Yeah.
Can
Lord.
you imagine? So give us a little bit of the history of USSSA and
Sure.
and how you wound up here.
Absolutely. So,
in our
so
area.
USSSA actually was founded in 1968. So we're over 50 years old now, and it was founded up in Wisconsin by some guys that were involved in organizing slow pitch softball tournaments. So we're talking underarm pitch, male at the time, and basically they wanted to have an alternative place to play, and so they started coming together, arranging, growing. We exploded through the 70s, 80s, 90s, and then the original CEO was a man called Al Ramsey, and Al sadly passed away in the late 90s, and his successor was a man by the name of Don DiDonatis, and senior, and he actually went ahead and said, well, slow pitch is great. He was a slow pitch guy. He'd run slow pitch tournaments in Michigan his whole life. He was involved in slow pitch, and he used to play baseball as well himself. And he said, we need to do other sports. Let's do baseball.
Great vision.
So the association changed its name from the United States Slow Pitch Softball Association to the United States Specialty Sports Association, and we, I believe, still have the largest baseball program for youth in the country, and we have fast pitch softball as well for the girls. We also have some soccer, and we have some lacrosse and basketball, et cetera, as well now. So, but the diamond sports are obviously our mainstay that we do. But so we went ahead and we had explosive growth with that, and we then did a 20-year contract with Disney, moved down to Florida. The headquarters from the 80s had been in Petersburg, Virginia. And then we were on the Osceola Heritage site there in Kissimmee. They built an office space for us, and we then had explosive growth again. We outgrew that facility, used 24 fields at Disney, the 5 there, et cetera, and then we were finally looking for a place to be our own home. We had control of, so we were shopping, if you like, and we had many places across the country courting us, from Sanford, Daytona.
Courting us.
They were
Courting us.
That's so London right there.
You'd have to forgive my vernacular, but
Phil
anyway.
hasn't courted in years. He's married.
But no, they were courting us from all over the country, and then strangely enough, Robin Fisher out here called Don, and he said, the Nationals are leaving, and he said, so this place is going to be empty. Would it be something you'd be interested in? And Don said, yeah, that's. We've been out there. We know the location's great. It's convenient. The stadium needs obviously some work, but we, let's figure it out. So we did civil engineering plans, and then basically spent, in partnership with the TDC, we spent $36 million and developed a 15, field all turf facility that's basically the finest in the country.
Listen,
Wow.
you can come to the Space Coast
Yeah.
and you can play baseball while rocket launches are going off, and you have the beach right here. What a better location than here? I mean, this is fantastic.
And we're so lucky because when
Yes.
these people do come here, they stay for a vacation afterwards
do.
because they go, we're going to Florida.
They're going to the beach. They're going to Kennedy. We actually, so interestingly enough, each year we have, in the summer, we had one that it was cancelled because of lightning, sadly, the other day, but we have opening ceremonies for the larger national tournaments. So we have a festival for one on, I think, Monday. But usually those will do a parade of athletes, Olympic style. They'll parade through be announced through the stadium, and they'll have a festival atmosphere outside where we have face painters and magicians and DJs. We had one, I think, a couple of years ago, because we didn't do one during the COVID year that we don't want to talk about. That nobody in the world wants to talk about. The year that time forgot. But no, we had one, I think it was in 2019, where there was a rocket launch that went off during the opening ceremony. So
How cool is that?
we got the athletes in. And we said at this point, the launch is going ahead, and the final countdown, we're going to suspend all the speeches and stuff that we had with athletes up there talking. We said, well, we're going to put on the video board. We put the NASA TV up there, and we had them watch, and of course the rocket went off, and all the kids got to watch.
So did you take credit for it and say, yeah, we contacted Elon, and that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah, we tweeted Elon. We asked if he could just do it for us. But,
come on.
He'll reply to you.
Yeah.
he will. I know.
Is that accessible?
Yeah.
Let me get on it right now.
He actually built. They just have a new Tesla charging station. Say about that nothing being here and now. There's actually a supercharging station right across the bridge now in Vieira Boulevard. So he actually has tweeted from there saying, "I'm here at the new charging station," and we're like, "Oh, that's just down the street."
On an annual basis, how can you estimate how many young people go through here?
So we do have counts. We do have a ticketing system that we do for, but it doesn't always count everyone because it depends on the structure. We've gone through revisions of how they're counted. Yes, we do is the short answer, but the long answer is more detailed. But we know that I can tell you, I don't have specifics with me, but 2020 we were slammed.
Right.
Even though it was a COVID year. So we had higher numbers in 2020 come through this facility than we did in 2019.
Do you think because it's an outside? It's an outside
that
thing?
Yeah. We were actually the first place to reopen in the United States to play. So in May of 2020, Good Morning America, we had a segment in there, New York Times, all these people were blowing us up because we were the first place between the governor and obviously working with the county and everyone to, and we still had, obviously we followed COVID procedures, but we were the first places and outdoor helped.
I hate to put you on the spot, but can you guesstimate how many?
Have come through here. It's in the hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of athletes.
Because as I'm sitting here and I'm behind you, we're in the press box at the top of the stadium, and I'm looking down on the field, and there's a game going on right now. And out and beyond the wall, the outfield wall, are two teams getting ready to play. And I'm just sitting here thinking, through the year, all these young people go through here.
Yes.
They're going to grow up and get married and have children themselves, and they're all going to know about this place.
Correct.
Yep.
So, I mean, the marketing is just...
We see that already in siblings. So you think about we started the construction stuff here in late 2016, 2017, and then we had our soft opening. And since then, we've already had teams go through here where older athletes have played, and now the younger siblings are playing. So that is already taking place. And we saw the same thing happen when we had the contract with Wide World Sports at Disney. We saw people coming through and siblings, and continuously go through it. And then
now, considering the year we had, do you think you've sold more beer this year than last year?
He always has to get that in.
It's always
Well, that's important information,
It
Bonnie.
is, right? The people want to know.
Hey, come on.
If they had wine, she wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
They do have wine.
we've had wine. We've had wine here.
Those little cup wines.
Yeah,
with
we've had the cup wines through here.
Yeah.
Those things are so cool, man. Have you
See?
seen those?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
little things
You
of
peel
wine.
them off,
I get so excited to talk about. That's a problem.
Well,
Anyways,
you can't have baseball or softball or anything without beer. You
no,
gotta
you got to
And
have
hot
beer
dogs.
and hot
Hot
dogs.
dogs.
Correct.
So I would
Absolutely.
imagine that during the tough year, as we say, right, when people come out, I would imagine it's time to let loose. And
So the time that we sell the most alcoholic beverages are during slow pitch. So our slow pitch season, which obviously was the association was founded on. So we do have, I think, the oldest in the world men's major division,
Right.
the oldest in the world. No other association in the country or in the world has over 50 years of history for that. So, but during those times and those events, that's where we see a lot of alcohol consumption go up. I don't have any figures on it, but I'm sure we can get from the concession partner. I'm sure could give reports. On that
I'll
stuff.
check my bank account. I'm sure I put a big portion in there.
We were just watching a little while ago the women.
Yes.
Girls, women, slow pitch, the way they wind up their hands and throw, whatever.
The fast
Wayne,
pitch.
you
That's
had a-
fast
That's
pitch.
fast pitch.
Fast pitch. I'm sorry. Slow pitch, fast pitch. Anyway,
There's a
Wayne,
difference, Bonnie.
I
There
can
is
tell,
a difference.
But Wayne, you had an interesting conversation with me regarding that. Can you?
Right, from up here, watching these girls fast pitch, it doesn't look fast. But when you're down in that batter's box, let me tell you, it is a blur.
That's true.
I got the winning hit one year in baseball, and I was up, and bases were loaded, and I got hit right in the head. And you talk about this.
So now we know.
We
That
won.
explains.
I'm telling you,
we know.
I got knocked out, but we won the game because obviously, I got hit and all the that came in. But to your point, that thing came so fast, I didn't have time to move. It hit me right in the temple.
It's amazing how and we've seen. So the Women's College World Series has done a lot over the years for the NCAA to raise the profile of women's softball and fast pitch. And it used to be that the thought was that was the end of that career. So if you grew up playing fast pitch, you played at the youth level, you played maybe at the school, you then went ahead and played in college if you were good enough and got scholarships, etc. But then after that, unless you were good enough to be an Olympian, that was it. Well, now of course we here have the pro team, the USSSA Pride, which we've owned since 2009, and we used to be involved with the NPF, and there are other independent teams as well. But there's a place for these young athletes to play. Part of it is that the boys, it's a very easy transition. They either go off to college and they play collegiately and they go into the minor leagues, major leagues, etc. So
awesome.
But for the girls, there wasn't really a place to play. So one of the missions, I suppose, that Don had when Don was CEO, Don Senior, his mission was definitely about giving the girls a place to play. So we want to give them the same opportunity the boys have.
It's important,
and it's incredibly important. So we have now. The Pride are playing tonight. I'll get my plug in there. They're playing tonight here at 7 p.m. So come out. And they're playing. They'll be buying your tickets now. Exactly. USSSAPride.com/tickets. But they are also. They're playing throughout the rest and through mid-August. But they're playing home games here and a few on the road as well. But for that, we have young fast pitch athletes, like you were saying, who are playing on the field right now. They idolize these women. These women they're the LeBron James to them, they've looked up to them their whole life. They followed their career through college. They followed them before that, and they follow them on social media and get huge interaction. And they look at these women in that same way. So there's no other place in the world, I would guarantee it, that you can have such access to those professional athletes.
So is this all year long?
So we have events here all year long. So one of the things I didn't talk about with USSSA is that the association as a whole is nationwide. So we have 3,500 directors running events throughout the country, about something like 280,000 teams, 45,000 events a year. And so millions of athletes come through and play USSSA sports. But we here at this complex, we have something basically 52 weeks of the year. The summer season, obviously it works with school, travel ball seasons, and it depends on the sport. But the summer is the busiest time, and we're in the thick of it right now, where we have overlapping events day in, day out with the parking lot full.
That's exciting.
And it is exciting. And then when we overlap on top of that we have the professional women's team as well. The Pride they're playing Olympic national teams. They're playing Team Mexico next week. They're going to Tokyo. We're playing Team Canada tonight, and they're going to the Olympics. So,
Now, do you get to go with them at all? Or?
Sadly not. I have travelled with the team before. I've worked for USSSA since 2009, and when we first got the Pride, and I have been on many road trips with the Pride,
I was going to
internationally
ask
as well.
how you got involved with all this.
So,
what's your history?
That sounds very ominous.
All right, Barbara Walters over there.
Well, hold on.
You're
I'm
obviously.
going to make him cry in a moment.
Yeah,
I want to know.
You're obviously not from around here.
I'm not. I do. So Bonnie and I have seen. I've known Bonnie obviously for years, but I've seen Bonnie at some of these chamber meetings and other sales action. And one of my favourite lines is when people say, "Introduce yourself." They always say, "Tell us a bit about yourself." The first thing I say is, "My name is Paul, and I'm not from around here."
Well, speaking of Paul, you're not from around here. Let's find out some 3 things that you may not know about Paul, or you may not know about the USSSA.
All right.
Okay.
3 things you need to know, brought to you by Longboard's Tiki Beach Grill. So if you go ahead there, Paul, and tell us 3 things.
One thing, the current CEO and the former CEO, Don Donatus Sr. and Jr., both played for the Detroit Tigers.
Get out of here.
Yes, both drafted by the Tigers.
The Tigers.
Yes.
Check it.
Yankee Killers.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the name of that stadium? It was around forever. It opened. What was Tiger Stadium called?
Briggs Stadium.
Okay, it opened the day
Wayne
after Titanic sank.
That was Briggs Stadium.
That's the only MLB fact I know. That's why I had to pull that one out.
Because he seemed like a Yankee to me.
Well, Don Sr. is a Yankee fan. Yes, he's
Gotcha.
a Yankee fan.
But he played for awesome.
He played for the Tigers. But,
Okay,
and another fact is that back in the 70s, our corporate lawyer was Fred Thompson, who was the 2008 presidential candidate and former governor of Tennessee. He's also in Die Hard too.
He's a great actor.
Great
I
actor.
like him.
He's obviously passed since then too, but he was actually also the attorney for the Watergate scandal. One of the attorneys there as well.
Wow.
So he was our corporate attorney. So he's in our history that we have. We have magazines.
Interesting.
Know that.
I know.
That's
yes,
very
I know.
interesting.
Yes, I didn't know that either.
You
so,
did very good.
Yeah, that's one.
You didn't know that either.
I didn't know about him being in Watergate until learning more about his
Gotcha.
history. And when he was alive, we had discussed inducting him to the Hall of Fame, and then sadly, of course, he passed away. So, but
Okay, and number 3?
so the third fact, I know Wayne pointed about. I'm not from here, and my favourite story I like to tell is that there's almost was a joke in the office that before working at USSSA, Paul didn't know anything about baseball, softball. He said, "What's this stick? What's this ball?" Which is not true at all. But,
What's this stick?
Yeah.
What's this ball?
Yeah, but I will tell you that my first trip to the United States when I grew up in northwest London was to see my uncle in Ohio, and I remember going to a sporting goods store. I don't remember what it was, and my parents bought me a softball. And I don't know why. I think they thought we'd end up causing more damage in the yard with the baseball. And I remember holding it, and the first thing I said was, "It's not very soft." So it's a silly personal fact about me.
Right.
There is my career later on. It's almost ominous. That's a fun fact. It almost is like a Barbara Walters.
And you
fact.
grow from there, right?
You grow from there,
Well,
exactly.
That's so
the 3 things you need to know brought to you by Longboard's Tiki Beach Grill in Cocoa Beach.
And a lot of our athletes are staying there as well.
They are.
Yeah,
Right there on the beach.
Fantastic place to go. And let me tell you, they're right there on the beach. You can find them on Facebook if you want to look them up. And you can actually enjoy casual, laid-back atmosphere at their covered tiki bar, which I know you love that fast
Yes.
roof. With direct ocean access, with a beautiful pool deck. So when you go there, when you're over on the beach side, when it comes back, you've got this beautiful deck, you've got the beautiful bar, you've got the TV screens for the football and all the different sports, refreshing frozen drinks, enticing lunch specials, and a diverse menu of appetizers and entrees. So
And my favorite, which is the couches that surround the fire, the little
Oh,
fire
yes.
pits that they have. A great way to spend an evening and just to
is.
relax and enjoy. So
Yes, Bonnie's been known to sit around a fire pit when it's 95 degrees.
I would do
out.
that.
She loves
I'm
it.
with you.
very
I would do that.
true. Yeah, good. Okay,
absolutely.
Paul, thank
100%
you.
with
I
you.
want to tell you they're open till midnight, weather permitting, of course. They also have kids menus, so it's not just something for the grown-ups. Bring the kids out there. And this weekend they've got live music all weekend, so go check them
Love
out.
it.
Great place to go see.
So tell them Bonnie sent you, as they always say.
Yes,
Tell them
tell
Bonnie
them
sent you.
Ask for the Bonnie King drink.
I might be there. You know?
Ooh, what would be the Bonnie King drink?
Bonnie King drink
That's
would
a
be
good
a
Seriously, if they was like, Bonnie, you have carte blanche, what is it besides a wine? What would you
frozen wine, maybe.
What would you make?
Well, no, really, I am a Chardonnay, but then I do a Kahlua and cream.
There we go.
Cool.
Simple
Green.
but good and delicious.
It's like dessert, you know. What can I say?
Stop hitting on Bonnie there, Phil.
Hey, I'm just
telling you, what can
saying.
I say?
I lost a little bit of weight, so
You're
let me
like-
get my swagger back here.
You're getting comfortable, man.
So, hey, so Paul, what were you doing like right before you joined them in 2009? Were you
So,
in England or were
no,
you
I was
here?
I was here, and I was actually working for a technology company. I was working that was a remote company actually. So we were doing remote work before it was cool. And then when I knew somebody here who I knew of USSSA, and I had somebody who said to me, "Hey, we bought this pro team at USSSA, and we're doing TV broadcasts, and it's headed up with this guy called Bernie Gunther, who's done numerous Olympics, and he's on TV every week, and they need some more technical people who are good with technology, and it might be something you're interested in." So I came on board as a contractor, and they liked me, and suddenly I'm here many years later.
Wow.
But
Isn't
it,
that
but
great?
it's,
Great story.
It is a good story, and I feel like we've. I used to say I was very blessed to be involved at that time, because at that time, I mean, the first year of the Pride, we played in Osceola High School.
Wow.
That's it. So I remember as clear as day, and to see that was the beginnings of as a professional team, and now the fact that we're playing Olympians, and we had Olympians on the team then, but there wasn't as much of a place to play and not as much interest in it.
But was there any, this is what this really excites me and interests me, was there any forecasting at all that this is the direction it was going? Could you see it, even though it wasn't,
I think some of us internally could see it. We could see that. I mean, one of my favorite memories, I almost think, is I was in Celebration at the Town Tavern. I like their lobster roll. And I remember sitting there at the bar having a beer and lobster roll, and watching the Women's College World Series. I can't remember what, and I remember Oklahoma playing. And Lauren Chamberlain and Shelby Penley. I mean, Lauren Chamberlain is still, I believe, holds the highest home run record for the NCAA for softball, and watching her play. And I remember being there watching the bar, cheering. These people were going nuts for this. And I'm watching going, they're coming next week. We're doing a media day with them next week. They're coming. We've basically going to sign them. Once they're finished with this, we're signing them. So the fact to see that crowd, then it's almost is that kind of manifest destiny. You've seen that people like this. They want to watch it. There's a market for it. And the market isn't just, it's not a financial thing. It's definitely about the equality of wanting to see, if you want to watch MLB, that's fine. But you can also watch fast pitch, and there's a market for it.
Right. Absolutely there is.
We were talking. Go ahead. No, Wayne, you tell.
I'm dying to ask this question. Okay, you've got 85 acres here.
Yes.
15 all-turf fields, 3 championship stadiums, 3 high-definition video boards, covered batting cages, and a flight scope. What is a flight scope?
So Flight Scope, actually, we have 7 of them on property. So Flight Scope came to us. They originally, they're a South African company that has I think their head office, or I think it's their head office is in Orlando. They are a 3D radar tracking technology developer. So they actually came to us as an R&D partner to say, hey, look, we're in the tennis space, we're in the golf space primarily. They do some stuff at Wimbledon. You would never see it's all behind the scenes, but we want to do bat and ball sports. And so they came to us, and we said, sure. And then we introduced them to MLB, and MLB now work with them as well. MLB also uses a competitor of theirs called TrackMan, but it basically is a 3D radar machine. There's one actually just outside this window that we're looking to on the right-hand side. There's one right there that basically looks at the field, and it can see the pitch, it can see how far it was hit, and all this other. I think it's like 5,000 data points or something every single pitch.
So you mean like when you watch Major League Baseball and the guy hits a home run, it tells you
distance.
That
it's
what the velocity was when it left
all
the
that stuff. Absolutely.
And this is what that does.
There's
Oh wow,
there's 7
how
of them
interesting.
here. We don't use them all the time. It depends, but we use them during some of the pro games and stuff. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Before we started the show, you took us to the production room, and that's my forte.
Yeah.
So, you got to tell everybody what you got in there, because that is
that was
super
actually between myself and the other gentleman I mentioned, Bernie Gunther. We one of the, watching you unpack for this podcast it's good memories for us. So we've traveled all over the world, and with the teams and with the youth, and for USSSA, and living out of Pelican cases is kind of was our jam. So we said, no, when we get our home, we're going to build a control room. We're going to build a TV control room and be able to do that without having to constantly build the production suite. That's the problem. So we when we took on this project, that was actually one of my engineering things to do, was to map that out. And then between Bernie and I, we basically built it. We were told every step of the way by integrators, by technology suppliers, you can't do this, you can't do it this in the budget, you won't be able to do it, no one's done it before, because at the time the technology we have done there is an IP workflow technology which nobody in 2017 was doing. So we were the first site in the country to do this type of control room, and we produced remote games in Tallahassee, in Miami, in Kansas City, all produced back here over public IP. And we were the first. We had articles written about us in Russia, and we there was a sort of a minor celebrity factor. We were getting all these people calling us, like, because people in the production world,
how did you do this?
People in the production world were very, very interested in what we were doing. So again, we were showing that we were on the Space Coast here, like one of the hubs of technology in the United States because of the space program. We're doing even outside of that cutting edge things.
Are people able to watch?
Yes, absolutely. All the games that are here at this facility are live streamed on USSSAlive.com, and they can see them. Yeah.
See, that's so great, because the people that could not travel here, and maybe they have relatives or their friends and family that are here, actually can just tune in and they can watch it and see it.
We've had
great.
One of my favorite things I'll tell you is that so we have other sites across the country that are lit up as well on USSSAlive.com. There's some other complexes that we have with our directors that run our events as well, but we have active military in Afghanistan, Iraq at the time, who would be able to watch their kids play. That was very cool for us.
That's touching.
That's
very touching. Yes, and I have seen that personally, and get these emails. People say, "Thank God, thank you so much." They'll be able to watch their son play, our daughter play, and that stuff is very, very touching.
That right there is a positive of technology, because that our armed forces are over there, and the commitment that they take and their whole family takes, and you're connecting them, and I love that.
Yeah, and we're here at the Space Coast is well known for its veteran. We have Patrick Space Force Space now. I know which is great and exciting, but. Obviously, we have the VA right next to us as a neighbor too. So we're very obviously pro the military here at USSSA, and we have a military night coming up. For example, on the 2nd of July, we have a military night for the USSSA Pride. So I think they're bringing out some World War II veterans and some Korean veterans, and they're going to bring out a Willys Jeep and some other stuff too. So we're telling people, active, retired, you come in for free with your military ID. So please come out.
That's great, and we have a hotel that is very military oriented.
Yes.
Which is the Beachside Hotel and Suites in Cocoa Beach. They are very involved with the military. I know Michelle Martindale, who is the sales director there, is on the MAC, which
Military
is the
Affairs Council.
And we like to promote them because, again, it's a great hotel to stay at. They've got the beach is right there. They've got the duck dive bar. They've got the lazy river that goes down the
man.
I
extent.
love a lazy river.
That's my favorite. I don't have to do anything. I just sit in the thing and float.
Beer, float, done.
I know.
That's what it always is. It's the best afternoon in the world.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to the beach, you can take one of their little carts and fill it up with everything that you need for the beach. And it doesn't
give you
cost you a
everything.
thing. They give
They
you
give
the
you everything.
bicycle and everything.
I need to check that
Yeah,
out.
boogie boards, bicycles, and anything you need, they give it all for you. So it's a great family destination, Beachside Hotel and
Great
Suites right there in
family
Cocoa Beach. It's only probably 20 minutes
20 minutes
from
Yes.
here.
From-
I mean,
yeah, 20
it's just it's very accessible. So yeah, Beachside Hotel and Suites, check that place out.
And go check out it. Go look at their website because the pictures on there are just
gorgeous.
beautiful, showing
They did
you.
it. What was it? A $6 million renovation?
$6 million renovation, and the Art Deco look,
Love it.
retro look is very, very cool. So Beachside Hotel, CocoBeach.com is where you can go and look at those beautiful pictures and call Michelle and say, I want to get a room and have a good time here on Florida Space Coast.
Absolutely.
Definitely, for sure. So you got big things plans this weekend. You got the Pride playing.
We do have the Pride
tonight.
playing. They're playing tonight. And then tomorrow night we have a theme night. So we have theme nights typically each year. We have Bark in the Park on Tuesday. So we have a Brevard Humane Society bring out dogs to adopt, and guests can bring their
We
dogs
love
as well,
that.
which we love. So feel free to come out, bring your dogs.
Awesome.
On Saturday
Not
night,
cats, just dogs.
Just dogs. Well,
Okay.
I mean, you can bring a cat if you want. I don't know how the rest of the dog crowd would take it, but yes, the Brevard Humane Society are going to bring some dogs to adopt as well, so we'll have some fun stuff with that. And this Saturday, with the Pride are playing Team Canada for their final game of this series, and we're actually doing an LGBTQ night for that, so we'll have some fun festivities for that, and we're doing a charity auction for that on eBay to raise money for One Pulse as well. So
Awesome.
we're doing good things in the community beyond just hosting sports here too.
love
Which
it.
is important. A lot of our big partners are big on giving back.
Absolutely.
And we were talking about military just a couple minutes ago. Warbird Air Museum. I don't know if you've seen it.
I
Air
have been
Command.
there. Yep.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Fantastic. And those are all volunteers. That's a great museum that also, again, gives back to our community. So we've got great partners here, don't we?
We absolutely do. And the other thing I wanted to mention, we touched on it when we opened, when we were talking about sports. Our destination is a great family destination. But what these kids are learning while they're here, what sports teaches about respect, like you said, and persistence and
Absolutely.
and teamwork. They learn this early. It's going to carry on in their
Absolutely.
adult. I love that.
That's one of my favorite things about what we do at USSSA, because I grew up not as a sports kid. I was definitely not one of those sports kids. I was a lot more academic. And I used to think sometimes, sports, I watch it on TV,
Right.
it's not my thing. But working in sports, it's more than that. You see 100% the difference. Fast pitch, not just the Pride, but with the youth fast pitch, I mean, what's going on right now, the fast pitch program are very, very good with a lot of the development aspect. We have speeches by professionals in the industry, college athletes, the professional athletes coming in and talking about their transitions, handling themselves, carrying themselves.
The main thing that's missing in this world these days that sports has is discipline.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Different role models outside of the parents and the family home. That stuff is it's key. And seeing that camaraderie, seeing the teams function together, and traveling, it's so much of an opportunity beyond actually playing.
Yep.
Right.
Now, I want to ask you a question because I'm looking at the field behind you. Who maintains these fields? They are pristine.
Man.
My God.
Well,
Beautiful.
there is a secret. They're turf, which there's still maintenance for turf. I won't lie, there is still maintenance for turf. We have about 1.3 million square feet of turf here, and we do have a maintenance crew that they drag them still occasionally. There's still maintenance to be done, occasionally repairs and things. But the beauty of turf is, of course, you can play when it's raining.
Yeah, and you guys did the same for the soccer fields, which is
We
a
did.
game changer.
Yes.
Game changer.
The 4 things you didn't know about.
Yeah, right. The 4 things you didn't know. Well, listen, I mean, and again, you talk
I
about
forget about that, but we actually do maintain them over there too at Via Regional Park. The soccer fields there, we maintain those.
you
as
talk
well.
about giving back to the community. That was a big
did.
thing for the soccer players out here because when it get rained out, the games were rained out. But
I never forget that conversation when Don was in his office and he said, "We've got all this equipment here. We've got all this stuff. They need. Why don't we just do this?"
right.
And it was done.
I have friends that their kids play soccer here. My daughter played soccer here for a while, and it's allowed them to play more. And you're giving the kids outlets.
We've actually had some USSSA soccer events hosted there too. There's another Brit in the company. One of the board of directors is actually a Brit called Craig Scriven, and he heads up the soccer program. And we have had some USSSA soccer played over there.
That's
sanctioned
awesome.
events too. So,
Is there any American football involvement here?
there's not. We have had a tag football program, but it's really a sort of dormant program. Nothing really.
But we'll have to help create that, Pop. We'll get that going.
Right.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Listen, I was pushing the idea of doing cricket because there's Central Florida cricket leagues too. I said, those should be playing USSSA. We need USSSA cricket. 1.3 billion people around the world watch cricket. We should be doing cricket.
Right.
So.
Well, that
Listen,
would be
that's
fun.
how you start.
Can you imagine? Because now we've got the Melbourne Orlando Airport now is going to
I
be bringing
know.
in people in from the UK.
They are.
So wouldn't that be a fun?
I actually, when they were discussing doing that project, I actually was asked to be involved in some of the study and some of the background, consulting work on that. They said, we need somebody with an opinion. I said, well, I worked in the tourism world here, and I used to work in Orlando and I said, I know how the UK market operates. I know how this is, and I gave them some good feedback. I said, the big key I will tell you is that you need to make it both ways. These can't just be like Sanford with their inbound charters. These people
Right.
come and leave. It needs to be both ways, because not just, you don't benefit just from the tourism of people coming in. We locally here in Brevard County are able to then go and explore Europe and be the launchpad here. So instead of going to Orlando International, we can go to Melbourne
True.
International.
Exactly.
And you got just like people for cruises come in early.
Correct.
People
Absolutely.
come in here early for flights. So yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, do we have anything else that we need to bring up? And I'm seeing you doing your head like this.
Paul, you probably mentioned this earlier, but how long have you been on the Space Coast?
We started developing this
No,
stuff.
you.
Me personally.
Yes.
So unfortunately, I don't live on the Space Coast. I live in Orlando. And I
How long have you been
commute.
working here?
Well, how long have you
I've
been
been
working?
working at USSSA since 2009. So I've been
11 years.
11 years. So you should have some general knowledge about Space Coast stuff. The
Oh,
reason why I
gosh.
brought that
Oh
up,
boy!
no.
Now
Because
I'm on the spot.
you were on the spot. We're going to play
Okay.
Space Coast Trivia.
I'm gonna say I'm on your team.
Oh, you're on my team. Oh, look at this.
I'm on your team.
I'm being courted. Is that how you say it? Courted?
Courted, yeah.
I'm
I'm being
wooing
courted
you.
by Bonnie.
Wait a minute. He's my son. He's on my team.
I've
You
never
had him-
been so wanted
You
before.
had him last week. You had him last week.
Okay, Space Coast Trivia. What Space Coast Trivia is, I have some general questions about the Space Coast, and I only have 5 this time. We're not doing 10. That's
right.
I only have 5 this time, and we're going to have teams, but let me just edit the team real quick because I had you guys on the team.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to give a quick plug. New Space Coast Fun Guide is out. It's hit the streets. SpaceCoastFunGuide.com for all you visitors that are listening that you're coming to the Space Coast. SpaceCoastFunGuide.com. You can find what to do, where to do it, and the newest edition is in practically everywhere in the county. You can find it in pretty much every hotel, every accommodation.
I think you and I visited every one this week.
We did. So check it out. Tons of new events, tons of new coupons, tons of new fun. So check it out and
Coupons are great. Coupons are great.
Everybody loves
Absolutely.
coupons.
And
Absolutely.
what's your cover? Your cover is the.
You like that? My dad
I
posed
like
for
it.
that. No, I'm just kidding.
Was
I
it
like
really?
it.
No. It's an astronaut with the surfboard that we actually, courtesy of the Space Coast Office of Tourism, they
Great.
allowed us to use this cover.
Thank
which
you,
is
Charity Stewart.
Yes, Charity.
Yes,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much, Charity. It was fantastic help. Beautiful cover, and
I
whenever
like
we
that
have
too.
the space things like that, these things just fly out of the racks because people that are obviously
People like it.
intrigued.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
And
love it
listen,
too.
there's a map on there, which who doesn't need a map? There's coupons, and it's free. People love free. So
Free
Okay.
is my favorite F word.
free is the price for me. Oh, that was borderline, Phil. I like that.
All right, guys. So Space Coast Trivia. Essentially, you guys are on the teams. So if you know the answer, just say your name. Don't blurt out the answer.
Or
Say
I'll be
your
wrong.
name.
Say your name first, and then
That's
I'll
what messed
stop.
me up last week.
Okay. All right. So we only got 5 questions here. So you guys ready to rock?
Let's
Yeah,
roll.
let's
All right. Here we go.
Let's do it.
First question.
John. Oh. I'm kidding. I was just testing the equipment.
All right. First question.
Gosh.
You caught me off guard with everything. All right. Name 3 cruise liners that sail from the Space Coast. In
John.
3. John.
Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Carnival.
All right. That is a point for Team Bonnie.
Good job, Bonnie.
and
Bonnie.
John.
Great, John.
All right. Question number 2. You guys have already said this in the podcast, so it's not like I planned this, but all right. What is the name of the Air Command Museum located in Titusville?
John.
What? Wayne.
I ain't got it.
Warbird Air Museum.
All
Valiant
right,
Air Command.
There you go. All right.
That's his. He had a story written about him about a plane in there.
Oh wow.
You should know that one.
Question number 3. When did Apollo 11 launch?
Paul.
Paul.
1969.
Congratulations.
Bonnie, we're slipping.
Everyone should know that one.
All right.
We did know that one.
All
Bonnie
right.
takes 2.
I wasn't alive then.
You guys all have 1 syllable. I have 2. It's
Oh my
difficult.
God.
That's true. That's
Just say B then.
Just say, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What's the call letters for this airport known as MLB?
Whoa. What's the
Call
What do you-
letters.
you already gave it.
Just
to
say
us.
the call
You said what
letters.
they are. They're the
Repeat
MLB
the
and
question.
Or what is the name of the
MLB.
airport?
John.
Wayne.
Melbourne, Orlando Regional.
Wait, no,
Melbourne,
she didn't-
Orlando.
I said John, though.
Didn't
International.
say her name.
I did.
She
I
said
did.
B.
She said Bonnie. She said
I
B.
did. I did.
All right, so what is it?
My headset's not working.
Melbourne, Orlando International Airport.
All right. You guys are tied.
Oh boy.
2-2.
boy.
The
Sweaty
tiebreaker.
palms,
So this
man.
is the last
Uh-oh.
question. Winner takes all.
Losers buy drinks.
That's right. Losers
And
by
hot dogs.
Bonnie's
Hot dogs.
Bonnie special. All right, here we go. What year was the 321 area code incorporated on the Space Coast?
Come on, Bonnie.
Oh gosh, what year?
I can give you multiple choice. So
Give us multiple
All right,
choice.
give us some
it was either 1990, 1999, or 2000.
John.
Wayne.
That was John.
1990.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
It was worth a shot.
2000.
That is also
No.
incorrect.
No, Bonnie,
So it
it's
was
1999.
1999. It was November 1999.
Yeah, I knew it was in the 90s.
So we
I just
win?
didn't know which-
Yes. You and
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
That's right. Aren't you so
Thank
proud
you,
of me?
John. Thank you, John. Save me.
That was good
what
fun.
Can I
That
say?
was Space Coast Trivia. Yay.
Yeah.
No,
All right, before we do leave, though, you were talking about food, and food, I'm a food person, okay? When I went to the bathroom earlier, and I saw a whole table full of cupcakes.
Take it easy,
thank
Phil.
Thank you for telling us.
So
I'll tell you why if you
one
like.
One thing I love about going to baseball games, 'cause I used to go all the time, right? Is the food. What's your top concession food?
Hot dogs.
It has to be hot dogs.
Yeah.
I'm
Hot
sure
dogs,
it's
Bonnie?
hot dogs. Yeah.
Hot dogs?
Wayne.
Wayne.
Yeah. we're done with the game.
What is it? Pretzel? Nachos?
I would say hot dogs.
No, but he loves the peanuts.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You're
like
a big
peanuts.
peanut guy, and I gotta know hot dogs. Of course, is mine and a Bud Light or Mick Ultra. But I'm curious because you said the tray of the cupcakes.
Right. So the
They're gonna eat them.
current CEO Don Jr. It was his 46th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, John
It
Jr.
was 2 days ago. So there's still leftover cupcakes for it. So,
Nice.
Oh, well, okay.
Come
so
get
we
a
can have
cupcake.
some on the way out because there was
Awesome.
plenty.
Paul, thanks for taking the time.
You're welcome.
And thanks for giving us the opportunity to be up here.
Of
to
course.
look over and
This
see
has been an
everything here. This
absolute
is great.
blast. I'm such a baseball freak, and I'm looking out the window and looking at all these players, and I see bases and bats and balls, and I'm going crazy here. I love it.
Do you know I got to run in during one of the games I came here, and they did a thing where you could actually come and run in from the back all the way like to the third base. I think we went all the way around.
We can arrange that again.
You were running the bases?
Yeah, I came here, took my kids to the game, and there was during the seventh inning stretch, they did a thing where you could go and come around the back, and you could run in, and it was a whole thing.
Wow.
You know how much of a runner I am. So.
We could easily arrange that again for some of the Pride games if you want to come.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
can have you take part in Dizzy Bat dance competition. All the fun stuff.
The kids get a kick out of it. They can kind of run the
They do.
bases, you know.
Yeah, I know. I think it'd be fun.
Do you know the words to the 7th inning stretch?
I'm not singing that.
No.
Because
no,
also,
no.
you know, in softball we do it on the 5th inning. So, but 7th
Really?
inning for baseball, yeah, they do it. For
Take me out to the ball.
How many
Come on,
innings,
American
How many
American
innings
Idol.
are in softball?
7.
Oh, 7.
So they do 7. So we do it in the 5th instead.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Well, we're going to
Nice
stick
segue,
around.
Phil. Though. I like that. That was a good segue.
Yeah, we're going to stick around, though, because we're going to watch some of these young ladies play. Just like Wayne, you were commenting, you were saying, boy, many years ago, I stood at this window. I said,
I was telling her, and I'm giving away to all my listeners, I'm giving away my age.
38.
But when I grew up, okay, I'm looking out here and I see all these girls playing this today. But when I grew up, they weren't playing this. They had dolls and baby carriages. And it's how far our society has
Yes.
come. And it's a fantastic thing
It
to
is.
see.
And
Because these girls are really phenomenal athletes.
They are.
empowering women. It's
Absolutely.
I have a
wonderful.
daughter. It's very, very, very important to watch that.
Absolutely.
You can do anything you want to do.
Right.
And
you can
do
be
it,
anything you want to be.
and do it here on the Space Coast.
Absolutely.
Do it here on the Space Coast.
All right, so let's look at next week. Next week, we are going to be at the Melbourne Orlando International Airport, and we're going to be talking with David Dow, who is the Senior Vice President of Elite Airlines, because they have resumed the Melbourne flights now to New York and New Jersey. And Rob Himmler, the manager of marketing and communications with the airport, will also be on hand to give us updates on passenger services and what's happening and who's flying where and what we can do. So as I said, this is a wonderful opportunity for us, and we just welcome everybody to come here and land over at the Melbourne Orlando International Airport. Come out here and see a great game.
Check out their
Come
tiki,
see Paul.
their tiki bar when you come off the terminal, right? You love that.
Yes,
don't
I
you?
love their
Yes.
tiki, but my favorite one is the one at Longboards.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't compare. It's huge over there.
It's great.
Yep.
It's great. So we just appreciate everything, Paul. Thanks so much for
You're
coming
very
out.
welcome.
You have a great weekend. I know you'll probably be here having
We
a
will
good
be here.
time. We all will be too, and we will see you all next week.
All right.
It's a wrap.